Coping with COVID-19, brought to you by Guardian Group. Live easy.
And as we're doing every morning here, we're giving you as much information as possible with regard to coping with the COVID-19 virus. And this morning, we're going to look at the children and what's in place, especially for those children who might be in vulnerable positions. And on the phone, I have Marlon Bascom, Team Lead, Child and Family Support Services Unit with the Children's Authority. Good morning, Marlon.
Hi, good morning.
Morning to you. Let's jump right in. What does the Children's Authority have in place for the children now at this time where things are a little bit different from what they would be experiencing, let's say, 2 weeks ago before we were asked to stay more indoors?
Well, there are a couple of issues. First is that the Children's Authority, even in this crisis, we continue to operate very close to full capacity. We still have our staff on standby to respond to any emergency or any situation, right? Now, knowing that the majority, well, all children are home right now, given that schools have been closed at least until April 20th, the Children's Authority definitely commends the Minister of Labour and Small Enterprise Development for her guidelines in allowing parents to care for their children while schools are closed. You know, so we are very aware that the protection of children is paramount to parents and guardians at this time.
Yeah, but you know that for some children, the school would have been the safe space for them. And, and this is where the Children's Authority may have had to intervene at some times. What's happening now?
No, well, given that the children are at home, our first priority is to continue to provide guidelines for parents, because while child protection is everyone's business, the first responsibility for the care and protection of a child falls on the parent or the guardian, if need be. So the first thing is that we recommend to parents that where necessary, you leave children in care of trusted and responsible adults, and that older children should not be given the responsibility of supervising younger ones.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of if there's a situation where persons may realize that a child is at risk or at danger now that they are at home more often than they would have been when school was open, what is the recommendation of the Children's Authority?
Now, if there is any situation where you believe that a child may be in danger or has been a victim of some form of abuse, we encourage persons to call our hotlines as soon as possible. Our hotlines are 996 or 800-2014. That's 996 or 800-2014. We also encourage for persons to just be aware of both the physical and non-physical signs of abuse in your children. So that could be, for example, any redness on the body, any discharges when bathing or seen while changing young children. If the children express any pain or discomfort in any body part, especially genitals. If the children show any fear or avoidance of a certain adult or place, or if you see any inappropriate sexual behavior. So it's important in this instance to educate your children about safety, and that would include, in this time, online safety, right? And leave your children when they express a concern, any concern about someone, so that you can, in the initial case, investigate.
And what will happen when persons call the hotline? What happens next?
Okay, what happens when persons call the hotline? It is anonymous, by the way, if persons feel the need to not give their own name and so on, but we would ask for all the information necessary concerning the child. What happens then when they call the hotline? They get onto our registry unit that takes the information, and depending upon the severity of the information, either our investigation team will be dispatched, or our emergency response team will be dispatched in urgent cases, and depending on the urgent nature of the case, we will also liaise with the police to intervene.
And in terms of children at homes now, you know, the homes for children, do you have any information with regard to that, particularly the fact that in terms of the close proximity of children in these homes, exposure and that sort of thing with workers coming in and out? Is the Children's Authority monitoring that situation?
Yes, our licensing and monitoring unit continues to monitor all children's homes, or as we would call them, community residences. What I can say is that the various community residences have engaged in their own lockdown and protection measures during this time. So at the moment, children are not being sent out of the home for any reason that wouldn't be important. For example, another medical appointment, so that they are under their own quarantine, for want of a better word, at this moment.
Mm-hmm. And I know that there was a concern now about the men stepping up, the fact that the families are now at home and you have more male role models, male persons who can be role models for their children at home. What do you say to this?
Well, this is actually a personal issue for me. So I myself, my wife and I are taking turns going into work, right? So today, after this interview, I'm home with my sons, right? So personally, I would say as much as possible where their fathers are wrong, where they are uncles, where they are the positive male role models. Yes, we should step up. We should be in home. It's time for us to cook, to help with the schoolwork that is being sent by the various schools and the teachers and so on. This is what we have to do during this time as much as possible. Once we have that pandemic leave eligibility to work from home or stay away from work to take care of our children, we need to do so. Take care of our children.
And what, just as before we close, what sort of things would you, as a man, suggest that fathers do with their children in this time at home now?
No, I mean, we do what we're supposed to do, as I said. So there should be a structured day. So because the children need to understand that right now we are still not on vacation. The schools are sending. So my sons have schoolwork to do this morning, at least between 9 and 12. And then after that, well, they tend to jump on video games. We engage in family time, and the thing about it is, at this point, is almost like we are forced to. So your home, engage your children in as much appropriate activities as possible. Play constructive games with them, do homework with them. Men, we could get up and try to cook for them. If you can't cook as good as mommy, is okay. Once it's edible, and we continue to protect our children as much as possible.
Yeah. All right, before we go, can you please give us the numbers again, the hotline numbers for persons to call? We are talking about the upside, which is spending more family time, spending more time with the children at home and so on. But the reality is that some of these children will be in vulnerable cases, and we want to let the public know how they can assist, what numbers they can call if they believe that a child is in danger.
Yes, if for any reason you believe a child is in danger, please report it to the Children's Authority at 996 or 800-2014. Those are 24/7 numbers. You can call at any time, day or night, and there will be someone on the line to take that report and take the necessary action.
And you said it's 996 or 800?
2014.
2014.
Yes.
Yes. Is the Children's Authority the first responder in this case, or do persons also have the opportunity to call the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service? Should they call Children's Authority first or the TTPS?
You can actually do either or. You can call the police at 999. What happens in any issue involving a child, the police will also contact the Children's Authority, and we also report any issues to the police as well. And we try to work as closely as possible with the Child Protection Unit of the Police Service.
All right, Marlon Bascom, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much. Team Lead, Child and Family Services Unit of the Children's Authority. Thank you for giving us that update there with regard to our children who might be in vulnerable circumstances. This interview was brought to you by Guardian.